All right, records, here we go. A gift of records.
Yeah.
So I got lucky again. A gentleman called me at work, and there was a phone number. I called him, and he says, "Hey, I talked to you a few months ago. Would you like some records?" And I said, "Well, sure." He says, I'm going to give them to you. I have a couple of boxes. I'll come right over." And I'm like, "All right." He shows up, drives up in his Tesla. The gentleman's name is Ron, and he just didn't want the records anymore. It's his collection and another gentleman, I believe his friend that passed away. There are 17 Rolling Stones records in here. We're going to flip through them, and you'll see what I'm saying. Free records. Man, you just can't go wrong. There's about 100 records. Let's go in the living room, and we'll see what I have. So here we go with my free records. Now, a lot of these are in stereo, and of course, a lot of collectors are going to go, well, of course the mono's better, sounds better. How does that saying go? Beggars can't be choosers. These are free records. They're in the shrink. They're mint condition. I'm thrilled. I've been just enjoying the heck out of these. Now, there are 9 Creedence Clearwater Revival records here. Here's the debut. Green River. Willie and the Poor Boys. Cosmo's Factory. Creedence Gold is so good, such a good listen. I mean, Fogerty was on fire, right? From 68, 9, 70, 71. And that's a really good comp of Creedence Gold Part 2, Up Around the Bend, and then Mardi Gras. And this is where he finally, Stu Cook and Doug says, "Hey, we want to write songs too." And he let him, and they just weren't very good. And then the Gollywogs, I believe Porterville is on here, an early John Fogerty pen tune. Okay, now I can dig through this box a little easier. And here, 17 Rolling Stones records. Almost all of them are in the shrink and just stone cold mint. Newest Hitmakers, the Stones, these are all US press. And to give you an idea, they all have the original sleeve. I love these. I like keeping everything original. I will use a polylined on occasion if need be. And so these are going to be on the London Stereophonic on the US label. And then, look at this, oh my gosh. Out of Our Heads. Really nice. I love the covers with Brian Jones. December's Children. And I've wanted a copy of this Got It Live If You Want It for the longest time. This is just awesome to have. Look what's on there. I mean, again, the mono would be cool. And I have some mono Stones. I have a lot of Rolling Stones. But I didn't have Aftermath. And again, how does that go? Beggars can't be choosers. This is just so exciting to have these records. Over 100. Here's Aftermath. I never had a copy of Aftermath. I'm starting to stutter because I'm just excited to look. I've been playing these all morning long. Thoroughly enjoyable. Flowers. See on the back cover here. I love the little the cartoon for Between the Buttons. And Through the Past Darkly. And this is an upgrade to mine. Big time. Look at this Beggars, just clean as a whistle, as the old saying goes. Just beautiful. More Hot Rocks. And here's a boot, you guys. This should be from the show in Oakland Auditorium in the Bay Area. This should be. And on Lurch Records for the bootleg. Now I played this, you know, the sonics aren't very good, but this is just cool to have. It's just mint. It really looks unplayed. And here's where it doesn't really matter that they're not mono. They're, you know, that the early ones are just so good in mono. You know, just like the early Beatles albums. Made in the Shade, mint copy, sticky fingers, with the zipper, and black and blue. I mean, just stone cold mint. Really, really nice. Some Girls with the desirable cover. Love You Live. And I believe these are all, must be Ron's, the gentleman that gave me the records. I believe so. And he's from the Bay Area. Down, some of the stickers here are San Mateo, down the peninsula, and Elvis Golden Records. And what I'm showing you here is exactly what you saw in the back of his car. I didn't mess with them, although I did group some of the bands together. Some Linda Ronstadt. In the Shrink, and this is just a mint copy of her greatest hits, and just one copy of The Church. You know, I'm on the hunt for more Church records. This is Starfish, and this is an upgrade to mine. Peter Gabriel, just beautiful records. And JT, I believe that's an import. Now, there are some Dutch pressings in German in here throughout. Let's see here. Joe Simon and Simply Red. Yeah, California Slim. This is interesting. You know, there's really a mix of records in here. And Pat Benatar. Here we go, Sting. Scott Joplin piano rags. You know, that's such a good greatest hits for Simon and Garfunkel. Check this out. Funky, disco-y, Star Wars. I like it. Never had it. And in Bill's garage, this was there, but it wasn't it wasn't clean like this. This has the Hustle on it, Van McCoy and the Soul City Symphony. And look at this, just a minty, minty Santana. Some good K-Tel as well. Powerhouse, Hit Machine. Look at this Nashville skyline in the Shrink. I haven't spun this yet. That should sound really, really good. Journey's Escape. REO. ONJ. Modern English. Let's check this out. A perfect copy, and I know there's a repress, and it brought the price of all of these down. But this is actually my third copy of her debut, Tracy Chapman, and Foreigner 4 in the Shrink, perfect. And there's 3 REM records here: Reckoning, Document, of course on IRS, US Press, and Dead Letter Office. Love this album. And of course, Steve Winwood's big record, Back in the High Life. And this is a Dutch pressing for the concert in Central Park. And what's funny, I did not have this Byrds Greatest Hits. I have a lot of Byrds albums, a lot. And this is on the 2i Columbia. It's in perfect condition. And these Steppenwolf records, you know, I have a Greatest Hits. I have maybe 2 Steppenwolf, and I have, what is it, Monster? I did not have these. This is just awesome to have. And these are all on the U.S. Dunhill. And what else do we have here? Oh man, look at this. With Born to Be Wild, in the shrink. All these are in the shrink. And this is Steppenwolf, their second album. And yeah, I really like this Golden Years David Bowie. I have a copy of this. This one's cleaner than mine. And more K-Tel. Very cool. What's on here? And Ghost in the Machine. Let's see. Look at this, 3 Bob Marley records. I did not have Rustum on Vibration. Didn't have this great edition. And I want to show you the label here. This is on Island, and these are US Press. And then Naughty Dread. Didn't have that. I have Kaya, but my Kaya is a repress on Tough Gone, but this is an original, well, US Press. And I've never seen a copy this clean of The Harder They Come, Jimmy Cliff. It's just in beautiful condition. And this is reggae music. This is a really, really nice comp. And this Quicksilver isn't the original with the gatefold, but it, again, in the shrink, as all these are. Now check this out. This guy, so this was bought in Menlo Park, California, down the peninsula. So I said San Mateo, but I'm thinking that Ron bought all of these a long time ago, and them being in the shrink in this kind of great condition, I would imagine that he recorded these onto cassette and then just shelved them. And that's on the Rainbow Capital for Happy Trails. And again, I'm showing you exactly what he gave me. It's a real mix. There's some country in here and a mishmash of records, but most of them are just total bangers. That's the Hank Williams Life Story. And Hank and Connie Francis. Statler Brothers. Here's Furlin Husky. Best of Hank Snow. Of course, I've Been Everywhere. Railroad Man. Hank. This is a really good country comp. I mean, there's so much goodness on here. Don't Take Your Guns to Town, Johnny Cash. Flowers on the Wall, Statler's. Really good. I'm going to give that a spin. Chet and Hank. And I have a copy of this, but this is this is clean. This is pretty cool. And you know, this is just a really good Greatest Waylon, Greatest Hits. And Boz, when he was starting to change, he's getting more slick. Go, and this is a movie soundtrack, and this is Paul Williams pen songs. A lot of that. Phantom of the Paradise, and this Simple Minds is an upgrade to mine. Look at this. I'm telling you. There's just some bangers in. Some Great Reward, Depeche Mode. This is a good Howard Jones. Disco Mania. And this is a, you know, I played this morning. And these are mono Chuck Berry cuts. This is on a French press. A lot of good songs on here. Now these are electronically enhanced for stereo. So that French pressing sounds better than this comp of Chuck Berry, but I'm glad to have this. And this is on the later Chess label. Scott Joplin, Greg Kihn, Pat Benatar, Hard Rain, In the Shrink, Bob Dylan, K-Tel, and this is cleaner than my copy, most definitely. Knock Me Out Ventures, that's a good one. Best of Cream on the yellow Atco. And I love Joan Armatrading. This is Joan Armatrading rather. This is a greatest hits. And so many good cuts on this one. Beethoven, Bruno Walter, and Sean Cassidy. Yeah, it's, oh, and the posters in there too, I checked. Really, really funny. And look at this, Midnight Oil, Diesel and Dust. Unbelievable. So here's the last of them, the King's Arthur, US Press. Look at this, Canned Heat. Unreal. In the Shrink, perfect. Future Blues. This is where I believe Harvey Mandel should be on that one, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the very best of Hank, you can't go wrong with that. Lost Highways on there. Yeah, I love me some country music. And Rockin' Rod, Footloose and Fancy Free, Supertramp, a Mindbender, K-Tel. Look at this, Strange Ways is on here, and this is this should be a UK press. And I just picked up that mint copy of US Press on Sire. This is on Rough Trade. Unbelievable. And lastly, these are all Jefferson Airplane and Starship. Here we have Crown of Creation, The Worst of Jefferson Airplane, and look, the guy put the hype on the outside with tape, and I'm glad that he only did that to I think one record. And these are interesting, these Gray Slick comps of her early material, I believe. I'm going to have a look into this. And here we go with the Starship. And Red Octopus, that's a good one. Earth. And look at this, Guadalajara Brass, Chihuahua Marimba Band, Vivaldi guitars, and what's the last one? Okay, Captain and Tennille, greatest hits. But what is cool on here, guys, is Daryl Dragon. Of course, he was in the Beach Boys from about 67 to 72 or so. And there's a Disney Girls on here that's just excellent. Really, really good. So I hope you enjoyed those records. I certainly am. I have a lot to listen to, as always. So I'll see you on the very next video. And that should be in about 2 weeks. I like to release videos on Wednesday mornings. Thanks again. Appreciated.